You weren't born to blend in. You were born to blaze through limits with diamonds in your aura and thunder in your step. You weren't made to dim your brilliance to fit into spaces too small for your soul. You came here to level up, not settle down. You came here to light up the entire damn room, not ask for permission to shine. This is your era of radiance, and baby, it's time to coach your own glow like your life depends on it, because it does. No one's coming to rescue you from the sidelines. You've got to stand up, switch on, and storm the world like the masterpiece you are. Let's be real. Life doesn't hand you confidence, it dares you to claim it. Nobody is going to hand you the keys to your dream life with a bow on it. You have to break out, boss up, and build your own castle. And when they try to make you feel too loud, too bold, too much, that's your cue to turn the volume up louder. If your shine intimidates them, they better grab their shades. You're not shrinking anymore, you're showing up in full bloom, draped in your own radiance, and walking like your ancestors prayed for you to strut. Radiance is not about external validation, it's about choosing yourself, owning your presence, and turning confidence into your daily energy. This truth hits different when you finally realize that no amount of applause, likes, compliments, or attention will fill the void of not claiming your own worth. The glow up begins the moment you stop looking outward for approval and start turning inward for power. That's the shift. That's when things get real, because confidence that relies on someone else's opinion is not confidence, it's a mask. But when your glow comes from within, it becomes untouchable. You don't shrink, you don't second guess, and you don't ask the world to validate what your soul already knows. You are enough right now as you are. Choosing yourself is more than a feel-good phrase. It's a daily decision. It's saying yes to your vision when the world offers you distractions. It's being the kind of loyal to yourself that no one can talk you out of. It's looking in the mirror and declaring, I'm not waiting for anyone to see me. I already see me. When you choose yourself, you stop entertaining spaces that dim your energy. You walk away from conversations that drain you. You move different. You talk different. You become magnetic, not because you're trying, but because your energy is rooted in realness. And that kind of glow, that's the kind people feel before they even hear your name. Owning your presence is about taking up space with intention. No more apologizing for existing. No more downplaying your light just to make others comfortable. You walk into every room like you belong, because you do. You're not a guest. You're the main event. Your voice matters. Your ideas matter. Your vibe matters. You don't wait for the spotlight. You are the spotlight. The power in that kind of presence is undeniable. People sense it when someone walks with self-respect. It's in the eye contact, the posture, the calm confidence. It's not loud, it's legendary. Turning confidence into your daily energy means making it a lifestyle, not just a moment. It's not about faking it until you make it. It's about remembering that you already are it. You affirm yourself, you back yourself, you hype yourself in the quiet moments when no one's watching. You become your own source of fire. That kind of energy isn't dependent on how the day goes. It's who you are, regardless of circumstances. You don't wait for a win to feel worthy. You wake up worthy, you wake up chosen. And from that place, everything shifts. Your decisions get bolder, your standards get higher, your walk gets smoother, because when your glow comes from within, no one can dim it, no setback can erase it, and no opinion can define it. That's real radiance. That's the kind that doesn't fade when the lights go out. That's the glow that fuels legacies. No one is coming to save you. You're the one responsible for leading your growth, protecting your peace, and elevating your mindset. The moment you realize that, everything changes. You stop waiting, you stop blaming, you stop outsourcing your power to people, situations, or timing. You take the reins of your life, and you start becoming the very person you've been waiting for. You become your own coach, your own guide, your own hype team. That doesn't mean you never feel tired or broken. It means you don't abandon yourself when things get tough. You become the one who shows up again and again, no matter what. This kind of self-leadership is not loud or flashy. It's sacred. It's quiet strength. It's waking up and deciding that you won't let the world define your value. You'll define it for yourself. Self-leadership starts with how you talk to yourself when no one's around. It starts with making promises to yourself and keeping them. It's about showing up for your goals even when motivation disappears. It's knowing that the glow up doesn't happen overnight, but it happens every day. You choose discipline over doubt. You lead yourself by making choices that your future self will thank you for. You protect your peace like it's your most priceless possession, because it is. You don't let every opinion, every setback, or every piece of noise throw you off. You move with clarity. You breathe with purpose. You walk like your energy is expensive because it is. Elevating your mindset means deciding that your past doesn't have the final say. It means recognizing that fear will show up, but it won't drive. It means stretching your thoughts to match your highest self, not your current situation. You stop asking small questions like, what if I fail? And start asking powerful ones like, what if I rise? You don't wait for the perfect moment. You decide the moment is perfect because you're ready. You see obstacles as redirection, not rejection. You stop reacting and you start responding with wisdom. This isn't about faking positivity. It's about choosing to believe in something higher than your fear, your purpose, your growth, your radiance. When you realize you are the one you've been waiting for, your energy shifts. You stop looking for someone to unlock the door. You build your own door and walk through it like it was always meant for you. You stop shrinking in rooms where you used to beg to be seen. You start owning your light, your space, your voice. You become the coach of your own glow up, not just in appearance, but in thought, in behavior, in belief. You're not here to be rescued, you're here to rise. In the moment you fully accept that truth, you become unstoppable. Because a woman who leads herself is a force. And a force like that, nothing can hold her back. Stop matching low vibrations, start setting the tone. Your energy is not something to be negotiated. It's the foundation of your power. When you walk into a room, the frequency should rise because you entered, not because you adjusted. Too often, we've been taught to mirror others, to keep the peace by staying small, to absorb the energy around us, even when it drains us. But leveling up means you no longer let environments dictate your vibration. You become the thermostat, not the thermometer. You don't reflect what's there, you transform it. And that begins with protecting your peace like your entire future depends on it. Because it does. Boundaries are not walls, they're declarations of self-respect. You are not being rude by saying no, you're being radiant. You're being intentional. You're choosing your glow over guilt. That's power. That's alignment. You don't allow people to walk in and rearrange your emotional furniture. You don't explain your worth. You show it by how you move, what you tolerate, and who you allow access to your world. Energy is currency. If something costs your peace, it's too expensive. And if something dims your light, it's not your home. There is no apology needed for prioritizing your mental, emotional, and spiritual elevation. You are allowed to choose you again and again until the world learns how to meet you there. Mindset is magnetic. The way you speak, think, and react sends signals to the universe about what you're available for. If you keep adjusting to match the energy of those who don't value their own growth, you'll constantly be lowering your standards just to feel accepted. But you weren't born to blend in. You were born to lead, to set the temperature, to shift the atmosphere. You are not here to shrink for the comfort of others. You are here to rise for the alignment of your destiny. And that requires discernment. Not every invitation is meant to be accepted. Not every opportunity is rooted in truth. Not every vibe deserves your frequency. Protect your space like it's sacred, because it is. The glow up is not just about looking better, it's about vibrating higher. It's about walking into situations and asking, does this reflect the future I'm creating? And if the answer is no, you move. Boldly. Without guilt. Without explanation. You stop trying to fix what breaks your spirit. You stop entertaining chaos just to avoid being alone. You become so loyal to your peace that anything less feels foreign. And when you do that, something powerful happens. Your life aligns. People shift. Opportunities appear. Clarity drops in. Not because you forced it, but because you finally made room for it. This is how you elevate. This is how you radiate. Not by reacting, but by deciding. Not by adjusting, but by leading. You don't match energy anymore. You command it. You live it. You embody the glow. And the world rises to meet you at the level you decide you're worthy of. Radiance requires boldness, not perfection. You were never meant to be flawless. You were meant to be fearless. The world doesn't need a polished version of you that's edited to please others. It needs your truth, your grit, your fire. The glow doesn't come from getting everything right. It comes from rising when everything feels wrong. It comes from showing up with all your mess and still owning the moment like it was made for you. Boldness means stepping into the spotlight even when your voice shakes. It means loving yourself out loud even when the world tries to quiet you down. It means trusting that your raw, real, unfiltered self is already enough. and then turning up the volume on that truth every single day. Perfection is a trap. It tells you to wait. Wait until you're ready. Wait until you're more beautiful, more successful, more polished. But boldness says, go now. Speak now. Shine now. It's about showing up before you feel ready, because readiness is an illusion. The more you wait for perfect, the more life passes you by. But when you move with boldness, you give yourself permission to live fully, to risk loudly, to evolve publicly. And in that space, you become magnetic, not because you're perfect, but because you're real. That realness, that's what people feel. That's what inspires. That's what radiates from the inside out. Boldness means walking with your scars, not hiding them. It means using your story, not silencing it. Every challenge you faced has shaped your glow. Every tear, every fall, every heartbreak, it all built your power. Perfection would have erased those pages, but boldness highlights them. Boldness turns your history into heat, your struggle into style, and your pain into purpose. You stop trying to erase what made you. Instead, you wear it like armor, not shame. That's the difference between shining for show and shining from soul. When you stop chasing perfection, you become unstoppable. You no longer live to be liked. You live to be real. You no longer silence your dreams to fit in. You let them roar. You no longer tiptoe around your greatness. You stomp in it. Loud, proud, radiant. You understand that boldness is a form of self-respect. It's saying, I don't need to fit a mold. I am the mold. It's trusting your own voice when everyone else has an opinion. It's leading your own glow even if no one claps yet, even if they stare, even if they doubt, because they don't have to get it, you do. Radiance doesn't mean you never fall. It means you rise every time like the whole world is watching. Not for attention, but for alignment. You show up boldly because your life depends on it. You glow because you dare to be seen in your fullness. No filters, no edits, just fierce, pure presence. Boldness is the heartbeat of your glow up. And once you start moving in it, there's no turning back. You stop performing and start being. And that's where the real magic begins. Your presence is your power. Before you speak a word, before you make a move, your energy enters the room first. That's the impact of true radiance. It's not something you have to force or manufacture. It's something you embody. When you begin to understand that how you carry yourself says more than any words ever could, you stop shrinking, you stop blending in, you start owning the space you walk through as if it was built for you. Presence isn't about being loud, it's about being undeniable. It's about showing up so grounded, so confident, so deeply aligned with who you are that people feel your frequency without you having to explain it. When you realize your presence holds power, you stop chasing attention, you stop trying to be chosen, picked, or validated. You move with a different rhythm. You walk with intention. Every step becomes a statement. I know who I am. That kind of presence is magnetic because it's real. It doesn't need an audience to exist. It lives in your posture, your eye contact, your tone, your silence. You don't have to perform. You just have to be present, authentic, and unapologetically aligned with your truth. That's when people feel it. That's when your energy speaks louder than any introduction. How you dress, how you speak, how you hold your head, it all sends signals to the world about what you believe you deserve. Not in arrogance, but in embodiment. If you believe you're worthy of greatness, you walk like it. If you believe you are powerful, you speak like it. If you believe you deserve peace, you don't stay in chaos. Presence is an energy you choose, and the more you own it, the more the world begins to respond to it. People may not understand why they're drawn to you, but it's because you've stopped hiding. You've become visible in your own power. Your presence teaches people how to treat you. If you carry yourself like you matter, they will follow. If you walk like you're a masterpiece, they will watch. If you live like your energy is sacred, they will feel it. You don't demand respect, you radiate it. You don't chase connections, you attract alignment. All of it comes from the decision to stop waiting for someone else to make you feel seen and start seeing yourself fully. That shift changes everything. The most radiant women aren't always the loudest, the flashiest, or the most conventionally perfect. They're the ones who are fully present in their power. They own their energy. They trust their space. They understand that confidence isn't about performance. It's about embodiment. When you decide that your presence alone is enough, you unlock a level of power no one can take from you. You stop needing to impress and start expressing. You move from proving to owning. And in that shift, your glow becomes permanent. Not because of how you look, but because of how you live. This is a life shift, not a trend. When you decide to level up, you're not chasing a temporary aesthetic or a fleeting high. You're choosing a full transformation from the inside out. This glow up isn't about a phase. It's about building a new frequency that aligns with the version of you that doesn't apologize for shining. Trends fade. Trends are surface. But this is legacy work. This is soul elevation. It's not about looking lit for a season. It's about becoming untouchable for a lifetime. You're not just doing this for a moment of applause. You're doing this so your spirit never dims again. The level up becomes real when you commit to becoming the kind of woman who doesn't fall back into the habits that once kept her stuck. You stop glamorizing chaos. You stop normalizing self-doubt. You let go of the temporary and make space for the timeless. Your healing becomes sacred. Your boundaries become law. Your self-respect becomes non-negotiable. You no longer move for the gram. You move for your growth. You don't change for compliments. You evolve because staying the same would be disrespectful to who you know you're meant to become. This shift means choosing discipline over comfort. It means facing your patterns instead of escaping them. It means going deeper, not just wider. You don't need another glow-up challenge. You need a new standard. One that's rooted in alignment, not trends. One that sustains your peace, not drains your spirit. You start honoring your life like it's art. You start curating your days with intention. You stop settling for energy that feels familiar but keeps you stuck. Because your future self, she's already watching, waiting, cheering. And she's proud every time you choose growth over gossip, presence over performance, clarity over chaos. You become dangerous to the old version of you the moment you decide this is permanent. You don't return to what broke you just because it's comfortable. You don't answer the call of your past when your destiny is screaming louder. You release what you've outgrown, even when it's painful, because you know peace is the real flex. You become allergic to anything that dims you. You no longer seek shortcuts. You build your glow brick by brick, truth by truth, choice by choice. This kind of elevation isn't glamorous every day. It's gritty, raw, and powerful, but it's real, and it lasts. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming who you were before the world told you to shrink. The level up reveals her. The consistency refines her. The commitment protects her. So no, this isn't a glow up for the timeline. This is a glow up for your timeline, for your legacy, for the version of you that refuses to live on autopilot. This is a frequency shift, a soul reset, a bold declaration that you are no longer available for anything less than alignment. This is forever. This is the level up that doesn't expire. And this time you're not turning back.